that's hard for a lot of people because they're used to what they know. They're used to what are you taught from school? Get a good job, go to school, get a degree, get a good job. I think it's fruitful when you're building something because you can let them pay to build your dreams. But then there's a time where you know you gotta let go and trust you.
Look, God told me to meet him at a runway with no parachute, with no baggage, leave the negativity behind. Ever since, I've been taking off, and I never looked back. I'm your host, Alex E. Edwards, and this is the Gem Drop Podcast. What's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing today? Welcome to Gem Drop. I'm your host, Alex E. Edwards, and yeah, we don't gossip, we boss up. Today's show, we have a man, right? We have a man, we have a king. We have someone that is respecting his journey. From banking, real estate, to mindset. I am so excited for this interview. You probably seen him on Facebook. You probably seen him on Instagram. And if you didn't, you're going to see him today. I'm talking about the one and only Jeremy Branded. Let's go.
Whoop, whoop. What's up, guys? Yes, I'm so excited, honestly. And thank you, Alex, for having me and really giving the opportunity to be on this platform and share. And what I share today may or may not hit people, but if it hits you, it was for you. And if it doesn't hit you now, it may resonate at another point in your life and on your journey. So my job is to be a vessel here, share my wins, my losses, my learnings, and where I'm at now. And let's have some fun. Let's kill it. Let's do what we got to do, right?
I bet. So let's get right into it. Who are you?
So I'm discovering a lot more as I enter this journey of realizing who I am. And where I know I am now, it's a lot to unpack, and I don't want to make this long drawn, but I have a big responsibility. So I'm an individual who has a huge responsibility on his shoulders, right? And I have a calling to lead, to motivate and inspire. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm a vessel that will be used to inspire, to wake up so many others and have so much fun in the process. So,
all right. But you always wasn't this vessel. Like you was a vessel, but you didn't realize you was a vessel.
No.
So let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, what high school did you go to? Who
were
you in high school?
High school. I went to high school in Abington. So I was in Randolph for a while, and then I was shipped to Abington. So I grew up in Abington from like 8th grade up to high school. And my senior year in high school, so prior to that, I was actually intending to go to a black college in Atlanta or down south. That was my intent. Just wanted to be in that environment, you know, just whatever that experience was going to bring. And I ended up having a child my senior year in high school, unplanned. But it shook up a lot of things. And, we decided actually we were not going to move forward with the pregnancy at the time. And then the day before, she decided she was going to keep the child. She said, I'm not going to go through with it. And I decided to support. I said, that's not what I wanted, but say less. We made the decision. So my family at the time actually cut me off. Not every single one, but a good majority, and definitely my mom. It was like probably 6 months. She didn't, probably longer than that, 6 months, just didn't say a word to me. I think I'll let everyone else kind of follow suit just due to...
Your mom?
Yeah, my
Why?
mom. The level of disappointment she felt that I was going to prevent myself from being successful. She thought it was going to be a hindrance to the journey I was on, and I get, right? You're still a teenager in high school. And for me, I was concerned, but I knew I was going to be successful regardless. I didn't know how and what that was going to look like, but I also knew I wasn't going to leave my child, right? He didn't ask to be here. Right? It was my decision. So we graduated. He was at my graduation, which is funny and strange. But I ended up moving to Florida because her mom lived in Florida, and her mom told us, hey, guys, come down here. I'll assist full-time watching the child while you guys continue going to school. And she was telling me, hey, I'm going. So I said, all right, I'm going to go too because I'm not going to allow my child to be born without his dad and all my family's up here. I'm talking about cousins, and I got a huge family up here. But yeah, I made the decision and I left, moved down to Pensacola, Florida. And the good part with that beginning was I didn't miss a lick of college. I graduated college with a bachelor's degree in 4 years, graduated on the dean's, like nothing changed. I came back up after 2 years, which was dope. I was able to move my son and his mom back up. But that experience, I think, was huge for me. I was wild. Not wild in a dangerous way, but I was just wild in being a teenager. And I loved attention. I loved females, just being around them in that environment. And I can only imagine how preventative it would have, how dangerous actually it would have been if I didn't have that child to slow me down, right? If I was in those environments where an untamed version of me was not tamed. So something that I didn't realize then was a big blessing because it helped mature me fast. So, yeah, there was a lot there.
It was. So one thing I want to salute you, I do want to salute you, is, for being a father.
Thank you, man.
Being a good father. Like, at that age, wow, bro. I mean, some men at 40, 60 can't get it right. And you're in high school and understanding, hey, this child did not choose to be here. I have to show up. And you did that. You made that decision in high school, bro. You realized that in high school.
I didn't think about it like that.
That is hands down. If your mom didn't see that as being a success and knowing that, man, I raised a man to take care of his responsibilities and he's going to be okay with this mindset that he's showing me now. She know now.
Yeah, she does. She does. It's forced to know. Right? And that's that actions and behaviors. We can all say and do a lot, but your actions will speak volumes to your heart,
So all right. You graduate college.
Fast forward. So I graduate 2013 or 11, I think it was. 2011. 2011, I graduated high school. Closed on my first house May 2nd. I think I graduated May 4th. Like back, and then I started as a bank manager. May 5th.
God. Yo, let's take our time. So wait a minute. So you graduate college and you go straight into purchasing real estate. Why?
So I closed. The
Why?
day. Why?
Why did you say I have to buy real estate? You're in
Great
college.
question. Thank you for bringing that back.
Because it's like I'm in college. I've been busting my butt for 4 years. What made you say, you know what? I'm buying real estate right away? Degree, mortgage.
Yeah. So when I moved back up after 2 years of being in Florida, 2009, I moved back up. So I was transferred into Bridgewater State University. My son was with me as well. So being in an apartment, I had to every, couple minutes tell him, hey, you can't run around. Stop moving. Neighbors are hitting the ceiling. And it bothered me so much that my son had to be limited in the fun and enjoyment he can have. And I was like, this is not it. I will not go another year renting again. Like, I rented for 2 years. I will not rent again. And that next year, I didn't know what that journey would look like buying a house. I just knew I needed to buy a house. And I think it was around the time things in foreclosures and stuff, and people aren't buying houses. And here I am talking about I'm going to buy a house, right? 20 years old, 20, 21, something like that. 21 years old, something like that. Started that journey, just started figuring out who I need to contact, started looking around, went through the process. Again, May 2nd was my closing. May 4th was my graduation. And May 5th, I started at Santander as a bank manager. All back to back to back. Like it's just like, unbelievable.
You're skipping too much steps for me. There's no way. Something had to happen, bro. You didn't roll the dice and like good luck. You had a good luck charm. Cause all right, here it goes. Were you working in the bank in school?
Nah, I was working at T-Mobile.
You was working at T-Mobile. All right, cool. You was working at T-Mobile. Cool.
So that journey at T-Mobile supported, I think, me shifting into banking.
All right. So that's how you bought the house, the income with T-Mobile.
Yeah, I guess,
right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. One, how did you pick your real estate agent?
That's a good question. I think I found her online.
Okay, what did you search for? Best agent?
years ago. I have no idea. I don't know how. Yeah, you know what? I think I was looking at houses, and then I went to the house, and I think she was representing that house.
Got you. Okay.
That's that's not how I met her. I don't know how I met her. I don't know. I don't know because it was so long ago. I don't remember how I met her.
It's cool.
But the good point there is the problem is I don't remember how I met her. Yeah, and a good agent will make sure I remember that.
I was getting there. So let me ask you this. All right. Was the process easy? Because you're an agent now. So looking at the younger you, I'm like, damn, I wish I was my agent. Was the process easy? Was it easy?
Yeah, it felt easy. But it could have been the mindset I had, right? Because part of who I've always been, and I know this is part of my gift, I always look for the positive in something. I can't spend time on dwelling on negativity. For me, it's a hindrance. It actually disrupts me internally. I can't even be around individuals who are negatively oriented. Ooh. It's disturbing for me. So even though that process could have been daunting, I didn't dwell on it, so it didn't stay with me. So I don't feel like it was. So it could have been, but I'm not sure.
When I'm around negativity, I just get up. Yeah. Because I have the control. I control me. I don't have to sit here.
You protect you.
Yeah. I protect. Yeah, correct. I don't have to sit here. I'm like, I don't have to be here.
Yep.
It's not like I don't have my license.
This is so important. Like choosing your environments and who you decide to be around you. You got to understand your thought process, what you see, what you listen to. Those are all ingredients that are factor into who and how you think. Right? So when you decide what rooms to be around, you need to be protective. Just like you would, what rooms you put your child in, right? Because you don't want them to be impacted in directions that you don't want. So you have to take that same seriousness with yourself. I'm so protective of my environment now. And it's a lot more aggressive than I ever been. Before, my mom used to always say to me, like, you need to stop allowing everyone in your life and being around. In my mind, I'm like, that's who I am. I'm positive. I want people to have a good time. I want people to feel good. And I never understood that. Like, I was kind of like, my mom, I need to keep you aware. You telling me stop, exposing myself and allowing people to come in so I can pour into them. And it hit me at one point in the recent years. And I think this is probably one of my bigger lows. There was a lot of learning for me, but that's when those teachings started to hit, right? Started to resonate. And I realized I can't just allow anyone into my space. Everyone doesn't have the same intentions. Everyone doesn't have the same mindset or upbringing, right? And I'm allowing all into this beautiful space that the Heavenly Father has built for me, right? I'm just making myself vulnerable and exposed and basically letting him know I don't value nor am I going to protect what he's building for me. So that was huge. And I moved different. And it's so powerful. So powerful.
Gem drop. That was a gem drop, man. That was a beautiful piece.
My man.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
The viewers will appreciate you as well. That was a beautiful piece. Space is the most important, right? I think this is space. It's Alex. Next space is Joanna. Next space is Callie and Carter. That's the space, right? And then after that is more space. You got the parents. You got the friends and family, right? And it's just different circles. So one circle around me, then the next circle's around Joanna and myself.
You got your core.
She got her circle around her because I really believe that I really have to love the hell out of Alex E. Edwards before I love anyone else. It's impossible.
The king has to eat first.
It's impossible, bro. It's if I'm not me, you wouldn't be here.
Nope.
I can't have this. I can't have a conversation with you because my mentality, I don't even know what to ask you because I'm broken. I'm sick, right?
Yep.
So I think it's extremely important that we really love ourselves. Like you really have to hug yourself, and it's cool to look in the mirror like, yo, you look good today. You feel good today. You feel good today. You look good today. And really be peace with who you are, but you see improvements that you could make, right? A comfort zone is a beautiful place where nothing ever grows. So I think it's therapeutic to love on yourself. And we all should do that a lot more.
And I don't even think it's like cool to do it. It's imperative.
Yeah.
Like this is just as urgent as getting up in the morning and brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
Or washing your butt. So we have to pour into. We're not taught that though, and I think that's the problem. We're not taught to pour into ourselves, right? We're taught to, be fair, don't shine too bright, You know, like
Do
we're
everything on
not
your
taught
own. Don't tell no
to
one.
value and appreciate. So what do you get? You got everyone trying to change and alter their appearance, themselves, because it's hard to love yourself. We're not taught
Yeah.
how to love ourselves.
Yeah, you're right. I think with I think hurt people.
Yeah.
So it's my mom can never teach me how to be a billionaire. Right? She could only teach me about what she know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, when someone's teach you to dim your light because their light was dim, is dim. So they can't teach you how to brighten it. They can't, no matter what.
Yep.
No matter what. I haven't spoke. For a period of time, I didn't speak to my father for 20 years. You know, I just felt like he was not was. I didn't feel he wasn't a great father, point blank, right?
Yep.
He wanted to meet my children. Can't meet my children. Me and you not good. That
Yeah.
don't
It
make
makes
sense.
sense.
So we sat down and he told me about his past. Like his father was not there either. So maybe he just felt like this is the norm.
Yeah.
You know. So just to reflect on what you were saying, hurt people, and the way we was taught, because that's the way they was taught. They didn't even know any better.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Yep.
And this is why it's extremely important that we, like you said, pick your circles.
I was about to tie right back to that.
Pick your circles, right? I did everything. I try to be so perfect, probably too perfect for the day when I'm not here. I'm richer and more wealthier if I'm not here. My kids has a better financial life if I'm not here. And now I realize I did that wrong.
Mm.
You know, it's one thing to make sure they're good, but I want to enjoy the wealth too.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to enjoy that
Yeah.
too, right?
Yep.
Right? I want to enjoy that wealth. So, you know, it's so important that we understand that we should live for now and we should live for late, and we should understand that we need to live for tomorrow. But what's important is right now too.
Absolutely. And I think you get there, right, with understanding how valuable you are. All the other things that we are looking to obtain and have, and the ones that we care about, we want to give them, those are secondary important.
Yeah.
And it's not to shame it. It's important. You can't give your best version of you to anyone without you being whole. Right. So saying I have a good friend, you know, we talk about your cup. Your cup has to always be full. And the only way I can pour into yours is when I'm overfilling.
Yeah.
So the more I invest in myself in my cup, the more you'll benefit those around me from the overfill. But if I'm pouring into you, my cup isn't full. Who's filling this? I can't really give. You're only getting some crumbs. You know, so I take that so serious.
Yeah.
And you know, and in my marriage with my wife, I make that clear. You know, like I need you to pour into you, make sure you're good first, and don't ever think it's my job to make you good. Because if it is, if I die, then what? You're really just useless. You're no good, right? That's a wrong mindset. My job is definitely to show up for you for what you need, but your job is to ensure your cup is full, so you can show up as my wife and as my partner, and I can then show up for you as your husband and your partner. Right? This is a partnership where we pour into each other, but I can't have the sole responsibility of satisfying your cup filling or vice versa. So that in itself is so deep when you really peel back the layers. But when you really get that, man, you can thrive in a partnership to so many different heights and levels. You know, it's major. That is key. It's so key.
Man, you dropping some stuff right now. You dropping a lot of gems, baby.
How do we know these things though?
Experience.
We failed.
Yeah.
Right? We
gotta
failed.
fail.
And failure is not good. Failure is just communication to you. It's feedback. We have to change how we view failure. We were taught failing in school, right? Or if you're not first, you're second or last. Like failure is just feedback. Take that feedback, make some adjustments, and proceed forward. Or go on a different course if you know that feedback is letting you know that is not the route or the journey. But don't just see failure just like money. Right? Don't worship money and see it as this big thing. Don't glorify it. It's just feedback. It's just a resource. Keep it simple. It's huge. It's huge. And I think that's helped me through my journey as I've navigated.
a lot of my friends call me crazy. They don't say crazy, but they say, "Yo, you bugging." I said, I love me first. After me, I love Joanna. After Joanna, we love our kids. And a lot of people don't understand. Like, yo, how you gonna put
That's some
Joanna?
selfish stuff.
How you gonna put Joanna in front of your kids, bro? I'm like, all right, let's break it down. Let's just break this down.
Yep.
All right.
This is huge.
Me,
Hit it.
fine. I don't love me. I'm useful. I'm useless to my children. Now my children don't have a father. Okay, cool, right? Now I love me. Oh my, we good to go. Now Joanna love herself. She's good to go, right? So now you say, well, Alex, why would you love Joanna before the children? Well, guess what? If me and Joanna is not on the same page, we don't have a complete household. And we don't have a complete household, my kids might be in trouble. So now the fact that I love me, Joanna love herself, and we love each other together, you know how much love those kids are feeling? You know how many hide and go seek nights those kids are feeling? The tags, the just on walks, loving, family love time. You know what I'm saying? You know how much time, movie nights, you know, that takes a family and that takes love. That's why. That's the reason why I love my wife. Because our love together, just like you said, that cup is just flowing over with so much love. The kids is just like, I love this love rain. I love it. I love it. I love it. And and this is the eye opener. When we have other kids over or we see other kids and they don't recognize the type of love we give into our children, it's like, oh, what are they doing?
That's that feedback.
You know what I'm saying?
Is feedback to you.
What? Hug? Group hug?
Yeah.
Hug. I don't do no group hug.
Hug my dad.
What's that? So you just gotta think. You have to think like this world isn't perfect. The way we was raised isn't perfect.
Nope.
I'm not gonna copy everything my mom did. I'm gonna take some stuff,
Absolutely.
but I'm gonna implement my stuff too.
Yep.
Right? This stuff's not perfect. We don't have to keep doing the same thing over and over. I personally can't stand when someone's like, oh, my kids come first. And your husband or your wife is sitting right there. I'm like, damn.
How insulting is that?
That must hurt.
But think about what that's doing. That's training a mindset to know that, yeah, you're not. Now, you're important, but you're not that important. You don't get it subconsciously, so you will treat that person that way. So when she comes to you with concerns, when she comes to you with, hey, I need this, or you're not taking it that serious because in your mind, you already realize this is my main priority. I love you, right? But this is my main priority. So now that's how you move. So that's the side effect of something that's trained, right? That you're training in your mind. So it's so important, but it's huge. I didn't know this for a long period of time, you know, but you grow. And again, when you change your rooms and you change the circles of mindsets, the lid comes off. That's what happens. The lid comes off and you're really able to bloom, you know, and take things to different heights. But it's so important.
So let's go back to the bank because we just went on a journey. Like it was a perfect journey, but the bank. So you graduate, you get in the bank, right? Tell me about the bank.
Yeah. So
how did you even get the job? Just fresh out of college. A lot of people are, oh, you need experience. How did you get it?
Yeah, this is huge. So I got the job. I actually pursued banking because at T-Mobile, leadership was always, I knew I wanted to be a leader. I've always had it in me. Like I know I want to be a manager and a leader. And it was fresh at that phase but I always communicated with my managers what my intentions were and where I wanted to be, which was in a leadership role. And I told them, listen, wait till you get through school. All these excuses. Cool. Okay. I'll perform, continue doing my thing. So when I was graduating, I set the expectation, like I'm ready for my own location or to be, you know, assistant manager or shift leader, whatever it was at the time. And when the time came, it was a location because he was stalling on me. So I went to another location to apply that had an opening. And that manager was interested. But I guess when he reached out to my manager, he told my manager told him actually, oh, and I didn't know he was interested in management. We weren't working on anything. So when I called to inquire about my application or the status, the manager told me, well, I spoke to your manager and he said, you guys weren't working towards anything with you. And that disrespect and insult hurt so much. I said, I don't even want to move up through here, right? So that's put me in a position to where I went out. So I ended up, somebody told me about this job fair, and not that I think anything negative to job fair. But at the time, I'm like, I'm not going to a job fair, you know? So I went, I did a loop around, and I was on my way out. I didn't even stop at any desk. I was like, man, what am I doing here? So on my way out, there was a table to the left, right next to the door. And this guy's like, come here, come here. I saw the name. It said Sovereign Bank at the time before it switched. I'm like, hey, I ain't working on no bank. I don't even know what bankers do. You know what I mean? So said whatever, dropped off my resume, kept it moving, forgot about it. Got a call. They want to interview me. I'm like, I don't want to interview. I don't want to go. So I said, Jeremy, just go. I went. I was interviewing. I had like 3 panel interviewer. They wanted to move me to sit with the district manager. I chat with her. So I explained to her, and it wasn't a specific role I was applying for. Yeah. It was literally just come in and apply. So I'm sharing what I do. I share what I currently do at T-Mobile, how I carry myself and motivate and influence the group at the team, but also going through college for my business management and share my aspirations, but my ability to lead, my ability to influence and inspire people to act, right? Cultivating talent. And I got a call, again, I left the interview, forgot about it, got a call like 2 weeks later. They offered me a management position in the Newton Center location. Okay. Mind blowing. Okay. I was like, what? And then they told me the money. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I can get into banking. And that's how my journey actually in the actual official management role started.
How much was it?
The pay?
Yeah.
I think I started at like 65 or something like that. Fresh out of college, right?
Oh, yeah.
Literally. I didn't even graduate yet. I think, because I didn't graduate. I interviewed in April because I started in May.
It's okay. So you got this position.
With no banking experience.
Right.
But the belief in myself, that was huge. That's what did it for them. It was the belief I had in myself to be able to get the job done and lead.
All right. You know what? I want it because now I need to know how you save that down payment. How you save the down payment, how you save the closing costs, right? But before you answer that, we're going to go take a quick break. All right. Look, you watching the Gem Drop podcast. We don't gossip. We boss up.
Jeremy Brandon here, and newfound Brandon with Thumbprint Realty, and I support sellers. So any seller, you need to transition out of your home to serve your new motivation, rather it's upgrading, relocating. I'm the partner for you. So I've poured and invested in myself so I can show up when you need me to show up to transition you. So you can reach me at 781-227-1179 or on Facebook and Instagram, Ready to Elevate. Ready.to.elevate. Look forward to hearing from you.
Welcome back. You know who it is, Alex E. Edwards, and I'm here with Jeremy Brandon. Is it okay I call you Brandon?
You know what's great? Yeah, do your thing. People call me Brandon all the time.
Branded. Like, you're a brand. That's how I say it. Branded. Like, yo, you're branded. Like, you always branding yourself.
That. Say no more.
You never noticed that?
No, I didn't. Actually,
you serious?
I may start using that. Damn.
Yo, wait, all
Brandon.
this. Yo, wait a minute. Hold on. I've been saying this from like almost day one on Gem Drop. Jeremy Branded. Like,
my last name. That's all I see it as.
Oh,
Brandon.
No. Brandon. Not Brandon. No, Branded. Like, you brand.
Yeah,
you're a brand.
I didn't correlate it with that, but I'm a Brandon now.
Well,
on purpose.
I'm going to trademark it since you didn't know. All right. So, you have a fascinating story. You're probably one of the only people I know that while in college bought a home and a couple of days later got a phenomenal job. I don't even know how this works. I don't know what's happening right now in your life because you became a father in high school. Usually when that happened, your life kind of,
it's taking a turn. It is. It's going to struggle a lot of it. A lot of it. Not a little bit, a lot of it.
And your mom stopped speaking with you. That must hurt. That must have hurt.
Yeah.
The person that brought you in this world stopped speaking to you because you brought someone else into this world or helped bring someone else into this world. Right? And you didn't let that stop you. You picked up and went to Florida because your girlfriend at the time, family was more supportive, and they watched your child so you and your girlfriend could finish school, right?
Yep.
Am I missing anything?
No. Oh, good.
And you come back 2 years later, and finish up school, working at T-Mobile, and start to look for a home because you want your child to run wild, up and down,
Damn right.
with no consequences at all. How did you get the money to buy the home? How did you save? That's another skill where you have to say, you know what, all right, let me look at my funds. How can I make this happen?
And since I was younger, I've always been so frugal. And I think the platform I'm on now and where I am evolving into, there's a lot of bad habits I've been forcing myself to look at and let go of, the frugal behaviors. But since I was younger, I used to follow my siblings around the house, yelling at them like why they left the lights on. I just had a frugal mindset of like not wasting money. So I started working when I was like, I think 9 or 10 years old. I had a paper route. And then I've always had a job. I always paid for my school supplies, my school clothes. I mean, my mom could have. She took care of us. It's just I wanted to take care of me. And I've always, like when I made money, I didn't go blow it. When I was in high school, people were having, the Air Forces, they were popping and J's. I would buy my shoes from Payless and I would be so excited. Like I'd get like 3 or 4 pairs for like $40 and I'd go to school showing off my Shacks. I'll never forget. I used to like on purpose, like I was genuinely excited. I was like, yo, look at my Shacks. Like I felt so proud, but that's who I was. I never saw value in just blowing and spending money. So those behaviors only grew and strengthened, which helped me build up. But I didn't have anything significant, but me learning those behaviors then, and I think I valued money in a sense of using it to one, have peace of mind, but to build something bigger. I didn't know what that bigger was. So as I progressed, again, money, I definitely always had, 5,000. I don't think I fell below that. That was once I hit like, I don't know, maybe 20 years old. I always had that. And I saw that as like emergency. So when I went on this journey, in T-Mobile, I started saving more aggressively and making smarter moves. And I just decided like, I got to make this happen. Then again, it was the motivation of my son, but all those behaviors and cheap ways before, if I go to the store, it was like, how do I get what I want but not spend top dollar? So
that's discipline, bro.
Yeah, it was
So
a lot.
since day one, you had discipline.
I did, yeah. And my mom has taught good structure in us, and again, you're gonna teach things, and all your kids aren't gonna pick it up, right? You're gonna teach things at your brokerage. All your agents aren't gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
They'll pick it up at some point in their journey, or some will never, and some will pick it up right away. And for me, things resonated. One thing that never resonated until recently, again, was, well, actually, I made some moves, was my mom was saying, your life is filled with decisions you make, right?
Say it again, sorry.
Your life is filled of the decisions you make.
Okay.
So if you spend your life making poor decisions, you're gonna spend the rest of your life fixing those decisions. Right? If you spend your life making good decisions, you're gonna spend the rest of your life enjoying the fruits of those good decisions. And she used to say that. It never really hit me. And then at a certain point in my journey, that really resonated, and that I think it contributed to the decisions I started to make going forward. Right? I started to be more thoughtful in the long-term impact versus just the immediate, feeling and need and want and so forth. So again, that was kind of a little off topic, but it tied in. It brought me back as I was thinking about my younger years. But saving money has always been easy for me because I saw value in not just blowing it or spending it. I wasn't one of those individuals who saw value in just getting the top brand or getting something everybody else sees as dope.
So if someone want to start today saving money, what are the things you did to save money, to get that down payment, to be aggressive when it came to money management?
Good question. So first thing you need to do is, if you really want to start saving money, right, put a plan in place to build a portfolio of funds to allow you to do and accomplish things. You need to set up a bank account at a different bank that's not your main, and you have no online access to, right? You don't need a debit card. This is going to be your side account that you just don't see and you forget about. Most of us have auto pay, right? We get direct deposit. So you need to structure with your company where it may be 10%, 20%, depending on what you're really trying to accomplish. Set up to where automatically that 10 or 20% goes into that account. You don't see it, you don't touch it. You don't feel it. It doesn't impact you. And you'll realize after a while, you'll forget about the account actually. But that's the quickest way to start growing and saving on the side. A lot of the other work is the mindset. I can give you game all day, but if you don't have the proper mindset to sustain what you need to do, the discipline required, I mean, you'll try it, but you'll fall off. It's like working out. If you don't have the real mindset of why you're working out, what are you trying to accomplish? Why is this really so important to you? If you're not tied, like have a burning connection to why you're doing that, you'll fall off. Because you'll get excited, you get motivated, you hear everybody talking about it, New Year, and it'll die off. Motivation's only purpose is to get you started. Right? That discipline, that burning desire to who and what you're trying to become or have, that's going to sustain you those mornings when you don't want to get up. I can go on forever with that. I'm not going to go too in depth, but mindset is huge. It's got to go there.
Again, you're dropping a lot of gems. Mindset is huge. And
it's the pillar.
The Mark and I, we started this group. It's called You. That's it. Just you.
Oh, just the letter U.
Just the letter U.
Dope.
That's it. Nothing. This is you. I like in the group, I don't talk about real estate. I only talk about you. Because you can't get past you, right? And fix someone else. It's impossible. You can't skip you. We skip.
You shouldn't. Yeah. And a lot of people do.
But we can't. No, we can't. So if you do that, it's nothing there for you. So you lose.
Yep.
It's almost impossible to constantly give you to someone else and you think you would win.
Yeah.
It's almost when someone's like, "Oh, I gave you all my years and you never T-Mobile." Yo, I was a great employee, right?
Yep.
I was about to go do me because I gave you so much and you wasn't listening to me. I try to improve me and take care of my family like you taking care of your family. You wasn't moving. So I went over here and then what you do? You said, you don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So what you had to do you and said, cool, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out on my own.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people really don't understand or take the responsibility to look themselves in the mirror, maybe cuss themselves out, maybe put themselves on punishment, maybe have that meeting with themselves and understand like, yo, I don't like what you're doing. I don't like the decisions you're making. And you know what? You've been making these same decisions since you was 9, since you was 10, since you was a young boy or girl. And now you're an adult doing the same exact thing. Everything, you have to focus on you. You have to look at you. You cannot skip you to win. It's impossible.
Yep.
It's impossible. And if you think you could skip you and you don't need you to win, hold your breath. Hold your breath.
See what happens.
Hold your breath. Not someone else. Hold your breath. Let's see if you survive. And that's the same thing you're doing when you put yourself aside and help someone else. You're holding your breath. You're holding your breath. The beautiful thing is, the world needs everyone. They need you. They need me. They need Julie. They need Curtis. They need Scott. They need everyone, right? We all just this big puzzle. And if we bring what God has in store for us to light, the puzzle's complete. The puzzle is complete.
Yep.
And that's and what you is all about is just bringing this puzzle together. We all come around and just bring this puzzle together. Talk, have a good time, and just bring the puzzle together, bro. Right? What I said about my wife and having a meeting with my wife earlier. We had a meeting today at 9:00 in the morning, and it was just about our marriage. And like I said, we broke it down in columns. I could have that conversation with you, and guess what? You would understand. You're like, yo, that's a good idea. You might do it too. I could have that conversation with someone like, oh, that's stupid.
Like,
I don't want to be
cool.
around.
Right,
they just disqualified themselves from being around me.
Yep.
Just like that.
I love the terminology because your terminology you use is so important to how we receive it up here.
Yeah.
But when you say to yourself disqualified, you resonate with that because you know what that word means to you. So you'll now be more protective and really disqualify that person, but also look to see where else can you disqualify to protect you.
Exactly.
Yeah, the words you say to yourself are huge.
And who are qualified.
Yep.
Right? Because sometimes the people that's qualified to be in your circle don't get a lot of your love.
Yeah, and I say
Or
that
a lot
often.
of your time.
It's a privilege, but it's a privilege to be around you when you know your value, when you know where you're going, and you're genuinely locked into that. You realize it's a privilege, and just like it's a privilege, I know for me to be in your presence, it's a privilege for me to be in the people who allow me in their circles and rooms. But best believe, because of where I know I'm headed, I have to be protective. It's a privilege, and again, like you say, if I can't. So it's strange when you really start reprogramming your mindset. You can be in certain rooms. Let's say you go to a certain event, so people that you usually used to go around.
Yep.
It's hard being in those environments. The low level conversation, the low level thinking, it's uncomfortable. Like, oh my god! And then you start realizing how much time you're wasting because you value your time.
I think when I'm in those rooms, I feel like I'm giving up.
Yes,
I'm giving up, and I'm like my children is getting the bat end of the stick.
Yes,
because I'm like I'm away from my family and I'm here, and I'm like my children deserve much more. If I'm away from my children, they need to see a return.
Yeah,
point blank.
I love that.
I don't
mindset.
care.
Damn.
If I'm away from my children, my wife,
better be a
they
return
need to
associated.
see a return, bro.
Better be associated.
They need
a
to see a
return
return,
associated
bro.
with it. That is
real
deep.
talk. I don't want to waste my time with anybody.
I hope y'all didn't miss that. I'm gonna drop this so hard. I hope it hits the ground so loud. Damn, that is such a that is
They need
powerful.
to see a return, and we constantly doing stuff that our family's not seeing a return, bro.
And we see that more valuable
And
than
we
spending
out
time
here,
with
we
our
out here,
kids.
we out here. No return.
Yeah,
no return. So what's the purpose,
Mm.
right? And especially being around people that want to dim your light, that don't think you're great.
Or
I don't want to be
they want
around,
to be around you when you ain't at your high.
I
Because
don't
they're
want
like,
to be
word.
exactly. I don't want to be around anyone that don't think I'm great, bro.
Or don't challenge you to
Yo,
take your greatness to different heights.
Exactly. You know, yo, Alex, I know you great. We going this way though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But the fact that you don't think I'm great, I don't need to be around you.
Yep.
Like I don't need your opinions. I don't need Brown because I know I'm great.
Yep.
I'm not asking you to tell me every day, but I'm saying I want to be around people that love what they do and they recognize greatness.
Yep.
Because that's a good
and
puzzle to go
and they're
together.
willing to highlight other people's greatness. And
Without no shame.
Without no shame. Now they ain't worrying about
Yo.
back then because they're focused on their journey, right? With people who are ready to highlight you, celebrate you, and pour into you like that. Those are rooms you guys have to be in. You got to see value in yourself, in your future, your kids, your marriage, to be in healthy environments and rooms. Healthy, like it's so freaking important.
So you know, we don't gossip, we boss up. So something's happening right now in the media world, in the podcast world, where DJ Envy called out some people. DJ Envy basically said, I made you here, I made you here. So they got to Earn Your Leisure. DJ Envy was like, Earn Your Leisure wouldn't be Earn Your Leisure without me.
Wow.
Right? And what's extremely Dan I think his name is Dan Lumback. I probably butchered your name. I apologize. Ann Lumback. I butchered your name. I apologize. But what he said that was extremely important. I was like, man, he said, when someone speaks like that, I made you, I made you, I made you, something is going wrong in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat there like, damn.
That's unfair.
He said, wealthy people don't speak like that.
Hell no. They don't even think like that. Damn.
I said, God.
Yep. That's
Yo,
fair.
gave me chills.
Damn right.
And I don't know your last name, but you gave me chills. He said, he's behaving wrong. So he didn't even attack him. He said something's wrong with him.
Yeah.
His money ain't right. Something is not balanced for him to go around and say, I made you, I made you, I made you on this rant while he's going through some legal issues. He said, wealthy people don't act like that.
Yeah.
Something is wrong.
Mm.
Bro.
So you see the value when you're around other mindsets that are just strong and on different levels? Yeah, drop that.
And Dunlap. There you go. And Dunlap. Boom. That's for you, bro. Somebody reach out to Market Mondays and tell them AEE heard him.
Yeah. So if you find yourself doing that in your own life, just do a self-hygiene check. If you are, figure out what's going on inside. because if you're not good inside, those are the side effects. You start looking and judging other people's lanes or trying to tie yourself and be associated to claim or to dim someone else's light. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. There's something going on inside. Yeah. So, in those, if you know someone around you who's doing that, then you're in the wrong room. So I heard this thing. It's just so important. You gotta apply this to yourself. Oh, it's so powerful. I think it was you. God damn, it was probably this man. I think it was him.
Let me get ready.
God damn. So he said, would you buy the most expensive house in the neighborhood? Yep. It was you, right?
Yeah, it was me.
Okay,
yep.
so I'm going through this tour.
For it, yeah.
Right? And it was like, okay, if you say yes or no, whatever. If it's no, why not? Right? And the reason being is if you're the richest or most valued house on a block in the subdivision, who are you gaining equity from? It's really sit and think about that. Where are you getting your value? Because when it's time to compare, you have to compare it to get value. But if you're the wealthiest, largest on the block, you can sustain, but you can't grow. You can't grow your equity. Now, those around you, they are leeching, loving, and growing off of you, right? So, yeah, you may have that, but where are you going next? Because you're it. That's it. So what do you need to do? You got to move your house to a different neighborhood to where now your wealthiest, most prized home is it on that block. You put that in Beverly Hills in California. Now you're a peasant. You can now build though, right? And you can now build by those around you because you're in a different neighborhood. That is, come on, drop that guy.
God,
man.
I did say that. I did say that right there.
And for those who it won't, it will hit later on. But that is powerful. And if you apply that to who you are and the circles you're around, it's gonna hurt because you think you have to be tied to someone you grew up with. It is wrong.
Can't do comps.
It's wrong.
Can't do comps.
That was powerful. I didn't know who it was, but I'm glad I know who it is because I'll hold on to who gave me that.
Yeah, you can't do comps.
Jesus.
If you're the most valuable person in the group, it's hard to do comps. They're
gonna
take your value down.
Yeah, you got everybody like, oh yeah, that's it.
They're gonna take your value down. That's crazy.
But where are you getting your growth from?
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. All right, so since you brought it back to real estate, now you bought this home, you're doing good in banking. What made you become a real estate agent?
I had an agent who was just freaking terrible. She was trash.
In another home or the first home?
The first home I brought.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry. The second home I brought.
Okay.
My current home now.
Okay, got you.
So I've always had an interest in real estate.
Okay. Yeah. So, man, all right. So wait a minute. So the first home, what happened to the first home?
So the first time I brought, it was a foreclosure home.
Mm-hmm.
Brought it, we rehabbed it, lived in it for about a year and a half. The year after, ripped the roof off, opened up, went up a whole nother level, did a whole bunch of stuff. We was in there for like another 7 or 8 years, so I think a total of 10. And then we brought a house. We sold that one and brought an even bigger house where we currently live.
Okay, got you. Okay, so the second time around, wait, why you didn't go to the first agent?
I don't know.
You just lost in contact. So she didn't stay in contact with you?
No. I mean, she did like shortly after. Yeah, Jim Drop learned that.
Agents.
You need to stay in contact with your clients. Because we all will be changing or know someone who's looking to buy. So you stay in contact.
And they're going to elevate.
You're that avenue.
All right. So you go to the second home. You purchase the second home. Experience is horrible. Why was the experience horrible?
So the connection was great, which for me was huge. So I went to an open house just to see a house.
Yeah.
I loved her energy, her vibe.
Yeah.
That made me say, I want to give my business to her.
Yeah.
We ended up finding our house, but as we were in it, I started to realize like she was mishandling things.
Yeah.
And then it was misleading where she would just tell me things, not really know the answer to, or assume, and then sometimes she would just lie.
Yeah.
Like there was some things in the house we needed to make sure would get done. She's like, oh yeah, it got done. I went by there yesterday and saw it. I said, okay, you did. So let's go there to make sure it's done then. And she's like, well, it's not done. So it was like lying about certain pieces. It just was mismanaged. When she was selling my home, I gave her both. She sold my home and helped me buy my other one. She made like $40,000 off me. But when she was selling it, I negotiated the whole deal. We got an offer. She's like, oh, just accept it. Just trust me. I said, no. Right, renegotiated it. Like it was a terrible experience. And then realizing how much I paid this woman, but also the lack of knowledge of knowing all the things I know now of how I would have better positioned myself. But that motivated me to say, nah, They're saying it. And what really pushed me to get my license was in banking, similar again. I have an amazing journey in banking of just wins, failures. I've gotten fired before, but it all contributed to who I was becoming. And again, I was ready to take things to different heights, and I was taking on all these extra tasks, running things in the bank and different departments. And again, yet again, here's this freaking lid. Oh no, not yet. You're not ready yet. And that made me say, okay, what is another avenue I can do to generate income? Right? And I'm like, I always love real estate. She sucked. She made a whole bunch of money off me. Let me get licensed. Made the decision, just boom, boom, boom. I just executed on. And I'm getting licensed. And then as I'm licensed in banking, I started loving it. I found myself going to bed thinking about, waking up thinking about it. Right? I wasn't thinking about the career that I've built over 14 years in banking, right? Developing and cultivating talent. Like that's my thing. I love taking people to different heights and having them succeed, building successful teams. Like I've done it and I thrive in that. And I was realizing as I was at work, I was thinking about real estate. Instead of doing the activities and behaviors to continue to thrive in the bank, I was thinking about activities to thrive in the real estate. And then I got put in a position where I had to make a decision. Either, go ahead.
So you became a real estate agent? Or you skipped up on it?
Well, that's the part. I had to make a decision to either. Oh yeah, I did become a real estate agent.
That's what I'm saying.
So now I'm a real estate agent and in banking, running the banking piece.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be just part-time, just supplemental income. But it changed. Something in me lit up, like that burning desire. Started to flame, and I pursued it. And put myself in a position to where I think the Heavenly Father knew, because I keep him in my business. A lot more now too, but I pray and I invite him into my business and into my journey. That is huge.
Can we drop? I don't know. Should we drop a cross? Can you drop a gem? Like drop a gem with a cross in it? I don't know. I don't know if it's disrespectful. I don't know. Is it? You put it in my head though. We're doing it. Boom. So let me ask you, how much money you made selling your home? What was the profit?
I didn't sell my home. She's
no. I'm talking about the profit as an owner.
Oh, all right. So when I sold that, I think I made like 200 and something thousand, maybe like 250, 260.
God damn.
Yeah, that was.
He said, notch. 250. Look, that's the power of real estate, though.
Yeah.
That's the power of real estate, everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Look, watch this. So how much money did you make when you was renting?
I didn't make any.
So when you left your apartment, you didn't make any money?
No, not at all.
Why?
Because I was paying 100% interest. I was paying someone else's mortgage.
When you sold your house, how much you make?
Doing about 240, 260.
Guys, we got to do better. We have to do better. This man came out of college and made moves.
With a child.
That. With a child. And made moves. All right. So before we get into his real estate journey, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to holler at Angie. Angie got something to say about Thumbprint, because you know this show is sponsored by Thumbprint. Thumbprint Realty, real estate done right. See you soon.
Selling a home can be one of the most lucrative things you can do in your life, and choosing the right real estate brokerage will ensure that. In that case, Thumbprint Realty should be your only choice. So before you sell, call Thumbprint Realty at 617-287-9000. Thumbprint Realty, real estate done right.
How you doing? Alex E. Edwards, the host of Gem Job Podcast. We don't gossip, we boss up. And yes, we are speaking with Jeremy Branded, trademarked by Alex E. Edwards.
I'll pay my dividends.
So Jeremy, you was talking about getting your real estate license.
Yeah.
All right, but you was working, you had a job. So you get your real estate license, you in a great position at the bank, right?
Yep.
And you recently sold your home, right?
Yep.
And you had a bad experience, right? And you're like, you know what? I'm getting my real estate license. So like I said, you get your real estate license. What happened next? Once you got your license?
Yeah. So once I got my license, I started to kind of share it out, post it, but continue on in my banking avenue and experience. And again, passion started to shift. So I decided to make the move to lean into it more while I was still in bank. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm already making 6 figures in the bank. I run the place. I make my own schedule. Right, I have the freedom. So I had my security blanket, right, of my job. But then also have my real estate. And I think once the decision came, I think everyone in the bank kind of knew, like, damn, this guy's focus is changing. So they put me in a position where it was like, you need to decide to let your license go or stay in banking. And it was a hard decision, right? Because I've always, throughout my entire career, I've had a worked in corporate, had a job that paid well, and I thought that was the win, right? That was what we're taught and raised. So made the decision to go full-fledged. And to make that decision, that first 3 weeks was terrible because of the emotional journey you go on, right? The excitement, right? The excitement for this new adventure. And then the concerns of, like, I got a whole family. I got this new house I'm in, you know what I mean? And, like, I lost all benefits, and that's what we get caught up on, these benefits and craps. And it was up and down. But having, I think, quality people around you to remind you of who you are, to remind you of how valuable you are and how big of an asset you are. And I think the biggest learning I got by having diverse, fruitful environments, and one of them being actually Thumbprint on these gym drop calls on Fridays.
Thank you.
is reminding, like, do you realize who you are and how valuable you are? And those reassurances only strengthen the confidence to pursue full-fledged. So there was a lot of ingredients factored in. And again, me being selective with those I keep around me helped pave that way to allow me to get into this business. And then that's when I went full-fledged, September last year. Full-fledged, scariest and most exciting thing ever.
So you skipped some stuff. So you skipped something, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you called me and you said, you know what, Thumbprint is not for me at this moment.
Yeah,
right?
So you know what?
I want to say this. You out of anyone that ever spoke to me, right? You asked some real good questions, and I felt the energy when we spoke. And for some reason, and it's weird, when you decided to go to another brokerage, I felt our journey wasn't over.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't. I wasn't like, damn, why? It was just like, all right, because I know facts. I told you everything you asked me. I was upfront with you. I was honest. I didn't try my best to get you.
Yep.
I did everything every question you asked, I answered.
Yeah. And I did ask some good questions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You did.
It matters. And I want everyone else to know, listen, you can't just, you want to auction yourself off to anybody.
So you want to make sure I was qualified to even be around you. And it was such a great conversation.
Yeah.
Right, with a stranger that I just felt like it's not.
Yeah,
over.
It really was.
It's not over. And Angie enjoyed your interview as well. And so when you decided to go somewhere else, I was all right, bet. And then you called me back. It was just like, let's rock. You know what I'm saying? It was let's rock. And I would say this. I want to say this too. I want to look in both of these cameras. You are the only person that has called me randomly to check on me. And I really, really appreciate that. And when I say only person, that's not my family. That's Thumbprint. That just call me like, bro, I was thinking about you. Yo, you good? Yo, man, you the best. Click. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that so much. One of the David Adams, he used to be one of the agents at Thumbprint. He called me one day and said, hey, you give in, you motivate so many people. You're like, your energy is just amazing. Who gives to you? Right? And I was like, I couldn't answer him. Right? And the first time you did, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Then the second time came, I was like, oh, okay, I get used to this. The third time came, I was like, yo, I gotta tell him that I love this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I gotta tell this man, yo, I love it, man. It's because it's like if I was on 10, I'm probably I'm going 20. Like, yo, shoot, someone up. I'm going 20. Right? Someone came to the office before I left, and it was this. I think he was Indian. All right, I believe he was Indian. I know we could get in trouble with by saying assuming. But he basically said, "Oh, I see you on Instagram. You are hilarious."
Really?
Yeah, so it's like you never know who's watching.
Absolutely.
So what did I do next? I made a video. I'm like, I'm walking to the car to come here. I'm making me a video right now. Da da da.
Absolutely.
Pulled up on you. Was like, yo, I'm in video mode now.
Yep,
I'm
now
going
you're
10.
brand. You see the
I'm
value.
looking at it. I was like, oh, I'm about to pull up.
See the value.
You know, he might not celebrate himself, but his car is beautiful. So I'm like, yo, this is an opportunity for me to celebrate Jeremy and to show the world what he's driving. Because he might not be like, look what I'm driving. But so that's why I did. I'm in my head. I'm like, all right, bet I could celebrate this man because he might feel like he can't celebrate what he's doing, like the vehicle part. Like he celebrates himself all day, but the vehicle part is material. So you probably won't want to celebrate that. But guess what? I do. I'm gonna celebrate you like, yo, look at what he's driving. This ain't easy. You know, he got this by just staying focused. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that I appreciate you. Thank you for those calls. And if you could fit me in your schedule for at least once a month call, you know what I'm saying? You can hang up on. Yo,
Absolutely.
you good, bro? You the best. Click.
Yeah, literally.
DJ Cap, you the best. Click.
And I think you pour in me. I've always poured into so many people, but I don't do that because again, it's not all deserved.
Yeah.
But you do. You know what I mean? And certain times I do think about you, and I just I think about you in an appreciative way,
Yeah.
like damn, you know what I mean? And if I get excited about something, and I know who poured into me when I just joined your brokerage, right? So as long as I'm selling, that's contributing to you, really, at the end of the day. But you genuinely pour into people, and you've woke me up in some areas that have helped me contribute and now make bigger moves in my life, as well as incorporating mentors and stuff. But that stuff was genuine care. Like you genuinely cared for me.
Oh, thank you.
And for me, I just have these moments, and instead of just thinking about you, I'm shooting him a call. I need him to know, you know, and it's not even for you sometimes. Sometimes it's for me. I gotta like let you know, like, I just want you to know, like, you matter, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I know how powerful this is because I just had one of my partners, he shot me a text with a screenshot of a message. So it was him and, you know, some female on Instagram, and he sent a video, I guess, of me, some message. And I didn't even realize a lot of people, like you said, see your stuff. Like you realize how people are like actually watching and tapping in. But in her comments, she said, oh, I've seen this dude. She's like, he's a beast in real estate, and he's an awesome mentor. And something, and I'm like, wow, that's the brand that I have out there. That's the perception. And that hit me, and it did what you did for you this morning. Like, it just lit me up. You know what I mean? And I think that's the Heavenly Father's way of reminding you, like, listen, what you're doing matters and it counts. I get you don't see the immediate results, but just stay focused and trust me because it's bigger than you. You know, and that was that for me. Just I'm sure as that was that for you. Exactly. Like, I can't peel back on this. And if this is what I love to do, I'm going to go. And that's what I do. I love celebrating people. So you doing that, it really made me, when you pulled up and did that, first it was weird, but I said, dude, if someone wants to celebrate you, let them and then just embrace it. And then it turned into us dropping gems. Who knows how that hit someone else versus like, this guy's got a car. No, look at the message he decided that he got poured into, but then we poured into someone else with some messages.
And it was genuine.
Yeah, and it was, you know. And
those were the best.
Yeah, they really are.
Those are the best. So all right. So you buy this second home now. You like I said, you're an agent. You join Thumbprint, and you're doing well. And do they sit you in the office? What happened? Well, how did you make that decision? Like, you know, it's time to leave banking, and I'm going to bet on me.
Yeah, it was a decision that I had to basically let my license go. Being in real estate, because there was just a conflict.
Did they say that? Did they say you let your license go, or
you can't? Yeah, because first it was don't talk about real estate while you're in the bank.
Yep.
Because I'd be helping my clients. My clients already trust me, so I'm guiding them. Listen, when you're ready, I'll take care of you. And they got worried like, oh, well, we don't want the correlation of thinking anything in real estate is tied to us. I get it. So just don't talk about it here. Okay, cool. I didn't. And then it got to a point where I think they were like, yeah, listen, we just don't want to have the license associated. Because a lot of banks don't even allow you to be both.
Yeah, correct.
They did. They didn't think they'd have, I think, that come up. But it came up. Smaller bank anyway. And I knew I couldn't let something go that just started to grow a growing passion for me. And this is a place that I've been at that already put a lid on. You know, it was now time to. And I never considered entrepreneur. Never. For me, I was like, why would I want to work for myself? I can work for someone, clock in, focus in when I'm off, I'm off. Like, why would I want to work for me? Like, that just sounded so unattractive and like the biggest loss. And that was the mindset prior. And man, how I view having an employer, I think it's fruitful when you're building something because you can let them pay to build your dreams. But then there's a time where you know you got to let go and trust you. And that's hard for a lot of people because they're used to what they know. They're used to what do you taught from school? Get a good job. Go to school. Get a degree. Get a good job. Stable, right? That's what people see as a win, and it's not. It's really not.
So how did you blow up in real estate so fast? Like really step by step, bro. I want you to drop 10 gems or 20 or more. Like really, how did you say, you know what? I'm about to brand myself. I'm about to do these videos. I'm about to just go ham. How? What was the plan?
One of the biggest things is, so one important piece for me is my strength and gift of building relationships. And I don't build relationships with intentions. I build them where I see value, and it's with genuine care. Like when I'm vested in someone, and that used to be a problem, I get too vested. Right? I'm too connected to your life, your problems, your struggles. A lot of time more than other people. And for me, that's an asset. Because a lot of people one of the biggest concerns for most people is trust. They don't know who the hell to trust. So when they feel someone genuinely cares about them, you got such a leg up on everybody else just off of that alone. The next contributing pillar is I love sales, right? And I've been in sales throughout my entire career. So I know all the different ways. And a lot of consumers, people think sales is bad. They see sales, they see it as it's a negative. You're sold to every day.
Every day.
When you buy toothpaste, you were sold on a certain brand or image or experience. You know what I mean? The shirt and clothes we have, we're sold.
Get in trouble with religion.
Religion, you said?
I was sold to us.
Yeah,
somewhat.
It is. Someone sold you on a belief that you can gain something in this room than you could in that room. Sales is a part of everything. So for me, I think my years in sales and banking, because banking is all sales, but it's a different kind of, it's a service. We're providing solutions to problems. So I learned this from my coach, Marcus, right? It's altering your mindset. And a lot of us, real estate agents, rather new or existing, when we get into knowing we need to sell ourselves, we are afraid to pursue it because that message in our mind is we're selling something. Right? So you get uncomfortable. It's weird. But when you change the mindset that you are providing a solution to a problem, a lot of people don't know who to trust. A lot of people have agents just don't have the proper experience. They're mishandling things or messing up deals. So there's a fear behind it. Right? So the mindset there is, I can't trust agents, which is why a lot of people want to sell them houses themselves. They're like, why would I want to pay someone all this money to do what I can do? That's the mindset they have, just due to a lot of those they don't train. So when you pour into yourself of training, of really genuinely caring for people, it's received well. And for me, when I got in, I had all those years of knowing how to cultivate relationships. So I poured into those who I know cared about me. I reached out to them first. Right? That's the low-hanging fruit. Most people won't because of the fear of, I don't want to ask. I got to prove myself first. Prove what? If these are people who already like you and are around you and love you, what do you got to prove? They want to support you. If I told you, hey, Alex, I'm starting this venture with blah, 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 blah. Hey, if you know anyone, you're going to be like, yo, say less, Jay. You're not going to be like, damn, you asking for me to look out for you? You know what I mean? And if so, I'm in the wrong room to begin with. Right? So when you get in real estate, that's low-hanging fruit. Everyone you know should be aware that you're in real estate and that they can help you. You shouldn't be a secret agent. I think you may have said that too. You shouldn't be a secret agent. And most of us are, a secret agents.
Shh, don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
So, all right, great gem. So letting everyone know, I love the fact that you said you went to your supporters and let them know, hey, this is what I do. This is my new career. This is the new industry I'm going to be in. All right, cool. And then how about the marketing?
Yeah,
what was the brand and the marketing?
Yeah, next is I had to go full-time mentally and emotionally.
Okay.
And the mindset was every day I get up at 6 whatever to go into the bank, right, and get home at 6 something, right? So I'm giving them 12 hours of my life, consistent with no complaint. Well, you get up lazy, but no complaints. So if I'm going in on me, I'm going all in on myself. I respect my time and my business just as much as I respected someone else's business. That was huge. You got to put that time in, and I'm talking about exclusive time.
Oh, let's go. I asked for 20 or more. God, let's go.
Next biggest pillar is if you have a partner, a girlfriend, a wife, a best friend, you need to share with them how serious this vision is to you, because they're going to be your biggest supporter to hold you accountable. They're going to be the ones reminding you and checking you when you're ready to go lazy or half-ass. So that was huge sharing with my wife. She gave me the environment, the room, kept the kids away. She literally would just ensure I was locked in. She would ask me, what you got accomplished. Having that reminder it gave me the time to really build. It allowed me to take me serious and then perform like no hell and hold myself accountable. So that was another big key. Next was the brand online. And I enjoy having fun, right? It's not just throwing out messages. It's when we think about when we buy when we feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. And we buy when we feel like we're not being sold to. We're being provided solutions to problems. That was just a great way to title something bigger. Right. So for me, it was really putting out there, you're going to get an experience working with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get there's a lot of agents out here because everyone with a pulse wants to be an agent. At the time, the environment was healthy. I actually got in at a bad time when things were turning. And I did phenomenal. And I'm growing even, you know what I mean? It's weird. But that was my differentiator, right? I'm going to highlight the success. I'm going to highlight how I celebrate people because that was important for me. I didn't want to just do a job. I wanted to have fun. So that mindset, I knew I needed to show that and showcase it online. And by doing so, that showed my audience, who are potentially my new clients or referrers, I want to send things because I trust him. I like his vibe. I see he's actually getting things done. I knew it was important for me to share the journey. Of when I got a deal, the process, celebrating the clients, because it was going to help me build that brand of who Jeremy is and how he moves.
Got you. And so you're building this brand, you're getting clients. How do you retain your clients? So how's your follow-up game?
Follow-up is huge. So now, since having a coach, I got an actual full system in place. I got my groups of individuals grouped in certain brackets. And I have a process of, I know I need to contact them. Right? Each group has a different time frame of when I'm contacting them, but I need to contact and reach out to them. Right? And then also share how they can help me. Making it clear. And these are people you already took care of that love you. You took care of them, right? Let them know how they can help you. Because when you help someone, you really make someone feel like, damn, this wouldn't have happened without you. Or I just appreciate how you blah, blah, blah. And you share with them how they can actually repay you without physically they have to pay you. You got raving fans all day. So I created raving fans, through how I handled them, but then use those raving fans to let them support me build my business, which is what they want to do.
You created channels.
Absolutely.
You created channels. Wow, this is real good. Now, we're going into the last segment, right? The last segment is called Respect Your Breath. Okay? Mm-hmm. And first of all, I want to ask you this. Do you have any more gems before we leave?
We'd be here for days if there was any more gems.
If you have one more big one, you can let it off right now.
I'm let them. This is probably one of the bigger ones.
Oh, hold on, okay.
And most people won't even hit for most people. So the quick success I had in that from September to December when I went full time, that for me was an eye awakening of the potential of what Jeremy could accomplish, right? And that short window of time of being a real estate agent in a market that was tanking. Right now, because interest rates are going up, so things just took a huge halt. I was able to generate $50,000, right, which is chump change. $50,000 though, in that short period of time of being focused. And when I went into the new year, I said, I need to pour into me. I know if I'm doing this, I need to take myself serious. I need to take it to new heights because I'm not trying to be average. I'm not trying to be basic. That was in me. So I hired a coach. And before I hired a coach, I didn't know I was going to hire a coach. I just knew I needed to pour into me. I didn't know what that was going to look like. And the Heavenly Father, right, when you keep him in your business, which I did, he put an opportunity in front of me to be a part of this week-long mastermind. And when I went, it was just eye-opening, the exposure, and I think the level of the shift in mindset I was being taught of how do you build an empire. Because before I was a street baller. right? I was playing street ball. I had talent. I know how to sell. I know how to build relationships. So I was just performing off of natural talent. But that wasn't going to allow me to build, a seven-figure business, because that's where I'm at now, in my mindset. And I knew I needed to pour into me to get there. So being in that room, I got presented an opportunity to get a coach, and it was literally probably the scariest thing to do at that time, because I just left a job that was making six figures. Everything's on me. I'm in, on my own now, and now I've never invested financially in myself. Now I had an opportunity. So when I did that, it was 30 grand on that one coach. And I got another coach.
And how long is a session?
So it's a whole year.
Life?
It's a whole year.
30,000 a year?
Yep, 30,000 a year, right?
Yep.
Spent it. Scariest thing. And that was the emotional hit. But I've already 3X that. And actually 4X that, right? To this day. So from January when I hired my coach to the end of July, I've made $200,000. Money that I wouldn't have made in real estate without that coach's guidance, because most of the stuff I got is due to the what he's poured into me and the resources and structure, like just so detailed. I created that because of that. So you pour into you will 10X all day. And this year is not over. So for me, for everybody out there, you need to get some serious structure and guidance. You think about NBA players, the best in the world. They got 3 or 4 coaches. Why? They're already the best. Let alone rookies, right? Why would we think we're in a profession we don't need to train and have structure? We don't need to get a coach to guide us to take off. You think the bar is so low to be a real estate agent. You take a test and boom, now you're entrusted with someone's assets. But we don't train. We don't know how to speak to someone, how to overcome an objection in a way that allows the seller to come down, right? Because their guards are up. They've had a bad experience, or they don't trust you, or there's doubts. So how do you communicate in a way that allows them to see value in you? How do you handle, it's just all these things matter. And when you get a click on that, it comes. And then people can't help but want to send business to you. They trust you, right? You know what you're doing, and you can pick up a phone, have a conversation, and get someone to see value in hiring you right away, because they know they're hiring a partner. They're not hiring a real estate agent, someone they actually can enjoy and like. So,
and the second coach, you said you had another?
Yeah, so I have a second. So I've had 3 so far this year. So I spent probably about I'm at to 80, I think, 80,000, which is mind blowing. But it has helped transpire where I'm going, and which is why I created the course. So my third course, Marcus Rozier, this is like a mindset coach. And it's just transforming. It's reprogramming a lot of bad habits that we're taught and we think, and limited beliefs. And when you do that, the floodgates open up, because what you pursue is different. And it's unbelievable. I'm on this amazing journey, and I'm excited. And that motivated my action to create the course I've created for new and really existing real estate agents. I had a webinar the other day, and it was my first. To myself, it's just practice for my biggest stage. I got bigger stages on my way. And it was such a great success. And there was experienced, very well performing agents on there who decided, I'm buying that course. They saw the value in what they knew they were training. And they were doing killing the game, but they knew they were killing the game wrong, and they could take off to different heights just by that. So that's what this other coach is getting me to tap into what I'm doing and my talents and turn that into something that I can provide to others, a solution to a problem. Right, so it's all going together. It's all complementing each other. So both coaches are in 2 different spaces, but are helping to pour into me to help me evolve to all these different levels.
I bet. So how much is the course?
So the course is I broke it up to tiers. So it's $4,400, right? That gives you full access to the full course. It's about 9 hours and a half of full content and just straight, step by step, not the whole talking, straight step by step. You're also going to get coaching, so weekly role playing sessions. And a whole bunch of other avenues, as well as access to exclusive community for other realtors who are going to be in this, right? So as you progress, you hit challenges, we can branch off each other and brainstorm. So I'm taking this up to big heights, big time.
And how long is that? Is that one-time fee or?
Yep. So it's a one-time fee for the course.
So you in it for life.
You're in it for life for the course. If you break it up, you can break it up to 2 payments. Break it up to $2,200. So if you pay it all in full, I take $1,000 off. $3,800, you have the full course. break it up to 2 payments over 30 days, it'll be $2,200. Or if you want to break it up into 7 months, it's $900 up front, and then you pay the remainder off for 7 months, right? So several different options because everyone's in different positions, but you can't afford not to have it because you will be flushed out of this industry big time.
How can someone purchase this course?
Yeah, so you can go to my page. The course is done. The page and platform for it is being finalized. It'll be done probably in about a week or two. But if you go to my page, Ready to Elevate, so ready.to.elevate, there'll be a link in there with the questionnaire. That questionnaire will come to me. We'll have a conversation, see if it's a good fit for you.
Got you.
I'm going to be putting together a mastermind, too. I'm going to do a week-long, because I realized in the webinar it was real long, but it was just so much content that was in there, and that was just a piece. So I'm going to do it'll come soon. I'll let Alex know as well. But it'll be a whole week. Give you opportunity to be an hour each night. I'll figure out the time. It'll probably be around like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. But an hour each night. That way it allows us to hit and spend time with each thought. And at the end of it, that's when you'll definitely get another opportunity to decide to work with me. And that having that course access, it's just going to come with so much that's in there as well. But it's a room you need to be in. And you're getting access to everything that I spent $30,000 for. I ain't holding anything back. Like it's getting all poured in to everything that I spent. So you're not paying that heavy price. And the price will go up. And my coaches were telling me it needs to be higher. But I'm comfortable at where it is now, and it'll go up once I get everything rocking. But it'll be fruitful.
Well, thank you for coming on Gem Drop. Again, the last part is, do you respect your breath?
So much more than I ever have. Absolutely.
How?
I think one, by respecting and valuing myself. And when I do that, it allows me to have a clean heart, have a clean mind, and perform at my best. And when I get to do that, I get to pour into my wife for what she needs. Tied into what you said earlier, right? And then pour into my kids and my family and in my business. And I respect the platform the Heavenly Father has built for me. And he's made it clear and increasingly clear. And I think that's why I'm taking myself a lot more serious, is he has big plans for me. And it's not about me. It's about what he knows he can trust me to do and pour into others. So me taking that serious, I'm taking me serious. I respect my time so much. I respect what it's going to take to build what I'm building. And I respect everything that I know I'm about to walk into and all the abundance that I can have, because it's not. I don't even see things as like unachievable. It's just, what am I willing to put the work in to get? And when you have that mindset, you move different. You pursue differently. It's dope. It's exciting. When you get clarity, it's so exciting. It's dope.
Oh, wow. Like I said, Jeremy, thank you for coming on Gem Drop.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. And good job to you for providing a platform for people to get something, to have an avenue. And this platform will do that.
Definitely, hands down. But right now, check this. So he had a child in high school. I want to start there. He had a child in high school. He lost some of his family members because him and his girlfriend at the time decided to keep this child. He moved away from his family so he could finish school because he was not getting the support at home. He moved back with his family and got an apartment and realized, you know what? I want more from my family, and I don't want anyone to control my family or to limit my family from just having fun. Every child deserves to have fun. He's working at T-Mobile. He's in college. He buys a home, graduates, leave T-Mobile, get a real good paying job. And I'm here sitting and listening to his journey. I'm like, this was always you. You just couldn't find it. This was always you, bro. You made the decision to move away from your family. You made the decision to be a phenomenal father. This was always you. Journey goes on. He sells his home. He makes about over $200,000, buy a bigger home for his family, more kids, better job. But guess what? A new fire has lit in his heart and his real estate. and he can't leave it alone. He can't blow it out. Gets his license, and he's faced with a decision. Have the security of this job or chase your dreams. And he picked himself. He picked himself. Not only he picked himself, he started making money as a real estate agent, and he invested in himself. And now he wants to invest in you. So I'm excited, and I appreciate Jeremy Brandon for coming on Gem Drop and dropping a whole bunch of gems for you. For you. For you. So if you like what you've seen today, which I know you would.
Can't help but like what you've seen today.
I know you will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Now, I will love to keep speaking with you. But I got shit to do! See ya! God told me to meet him at a runway. Ever since, I've been taking off.